All right, 99.9 Punk World Radio FM. You guys already know what time it is, and right here we are live with California's finest. We got Rude and Reckless right here live on the radio station airwaves. How are you guys doing here? How are you guys doing this evening?
Woo! Yes! Doing good, man. How are you?
Man, I gotta say, first and foremost, thank freaking God it's Friday. We finally made it, man. And I gotta say, there's no better way to start the weekend than to chop it up with Rude and Reckless, man. So thank you guys so much for a bit of your time, man. Super stoked for our conversation. But I know you guys are very busy individuals, so of course I'm not going to take you away from your Friday evening too long. But I got to take you guys back to the beginning of Rude and Reckless. I have to ask, what is the story behind this band? And of course, how did you guys all meet and come together as one just to form this band?
It went through a lot of phases, man. We went through a lot of members. We had, we had two guitarists, a drummer, a singer. The singer unfortunately passed away due to an accident. And so then we got Richard over here, main man over here. After that, family things popped up. Everyone has lives and people depart, go their own ways. And ended up running into these two guys, these guitarists. And they've been helping me kill it ever since. Like all of us were kind of hanging out. We had that drummer for a while. Then he ended up getting a kid. It happens. And so he needs to take care of his family. So we ended up having to look for a replacement. And then that's where we got our newest member, Scotty
What's
Boy.
up?
Yeah, Scotty Boy over here.
How many guys do you think we went through? How many drummers do you think we went through?
We went through like a search for an eternity. It took us a couple of years trying out new people, and then we finally found the right fit. Not just playing wise, which yes, that's important, but just someone who fits with the group.
Well worth the wait.
So yeah, we've been this lineup for about 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, something like that. And we're hitting the studio. We're hitting it hard.
We
getting
threw
ready
this
for our
band
next
to the
album.
wolves.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Baptism
He's
straight into the
He's
fire.
kicking ass.
And that's the one thing I hear the most from bands as well, that like the guy keeping a drummer is absolutely one of the hardest things to do. I've heard that from so many bands, but I'm glad to hear that you guys finally found your drummer that fits well with you guys, man. That to me makes me happy because you guys have some phenomenal music already, and I know we're going to get into that album, but I'm glad to see that this lineup is here to stay for Rude and Reckless.
Yes, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
We're here to take over, starting off with SoCal, moving up to NorCal, all of the U.S., and then all of the world next.
All of Canada.
All of Canada.
Yep.
And also as well, because I know during the pandemic, as you just mentioned a few moments ago, you went through like some major changes, different members. I was wondering if you could actually just tell us a bit more about your band progress from then versus now, because you guys have so many amazing opportunities lined up currently right now. And you said this lineup is only 3 months old, so it's just amazing to hear how many opportunities and how much stuff you have done in 3 months. I can only imagine the 3-year mark for Rude and Reckless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have a show up in San Fran planned out later this month. Other than that, we're hitting the studio. We're trying to keep things rolling, trying to go off the tail of our last album, Last Call, which was received pretty well, I would say.
And being like formed, I think we formed like us 4 guys like in 2021. So it was like mainly these two, and then he joined. So like we weren't really doing anything in 2020. We kind of started getting together in 2021. That's when it kind of started all kicking off. Search for the drummer, and then now we're at where we're at.
Yep.
What has it been now? 3 months or 4 months?
It's like 3 months.
It's
Something
still
like
3?
Yeah,
I think so.
July.
Yeah.
No.
It's 4 months. It's been 4 months.
Getting on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
for
sorry, I
about-
forgot your anniversary.
Trying to get our
Scott.
time.
My bad.
Right. 4 months now.
Yeah. But yeah, we plan on hitting the studio for our next studio album coming out soon. And hopefully we'll have something soon for you guys. Some teasers for you.
And March 4th of 2022, I know you briefly just mentioned it there, guys, but March 4th of 2022, you guys actually released the amazing 8-track album titled Last Call. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us the story behind this amazing album, and of course, where can we actually buy ourselves a copy of it today if there is any hard copies available?
Yeah, so we're going to be working on a website where we can set up links for like international. We don't have anything currently at the moment for shipping wise. We still have to
progress.
figure out the logistics behind that. But you could buy it on iTunes, on Amazon,
Check it out on streaming services.
Pretzel. Yeah, I guess there's a Pretzel streaming service that we're onto. But yeah, so right now we're only digital. We don't have. We do have physical copies if you do happen to be in the area and come to one of our shows. But we'll be looking into getting our merch and getting our
The website set up and so
and then CD sales.
that way you can order shirts, CDs, and then we'll ship
Whatever
them
else
out
we-
whenever we can. Yeah.
And I gotta say as well, I really think Last Call will sound absolutely phenomenal on wax, man. Just getting this album on a vinyl alone would be phenomenal.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that. That
We'll
would
do
be
some
fun.
limited edition or something.
But no, that would be awesome to hear it on that. I haven't heard it on that medium, or even maybe little cassettes.
Do
maybe.
vinyl, do some 8-track.
8-track
Yeah,
throw it
cassettes.
back.
We have 8
Yeah.
tracks. Yeah. So those are definitely possible. We are also looking towards moving forward from it
Yeah.
because Last Call, as it normally sounds like, oh, it's a drink, get your last drink. It actually has some deep meaning behind it, and this is like the last call of that iteration of the band. This is now like the last of these tracks of like different lineups, going through all this, having writing process amongst multiple people, and obviously even the new guys, they all had their touch put into it. They had their musical touch and they're writing their stamp on the album. But that's like the last call for that, and now it's about moving forward, moving in the future, having a new vision for Rude and Reckless.
With these 5 guys that are
With
gonna
the 5 guys,
last.
and that hopefully people connect with just as much, if not more. Who knows? We'll see. But we're unapologetic on who we are and what we do. So that's why that's the last call of that. It's time for the next round.
And I have to ask, because I know this is probably like a kind of a cliche kind of question, but I genuinely have to know, man. Where did you guys get the name Rude and Reckless? Because I got to say, it's such a simple but yet very creative name just for a band. I really like the twist that you guys actually put on your name, Rude and Reckless.
We went through a bunch of different names looking for, like, as we were building this lineup, but really this name really represents all of us. You know, we are pretty rude, we're pretty reckless, you know, when we go out.
Can you guys think of any of the names we had? In the
Scorched Rose
Scorched
was
Rose, that
on
was
it.
something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
We were drunk for a little while.
Yeah, the band's first name was actually Drunk.
We go up on stage, we're like, hello everybody, we are drunk.
Yep.
And we were, and we still are.
We were, yes. But yeah, we were just looking for a new change, new name, and we all spitballed, and we tend to stick with that one.
I
It makes-
remember.
It makes so much sense. I
It
mean, we all, you know,
Really
some of us
does.
have done some reckless things,
Yeah.
some things that we're not proud of, and you know, we're rude, man. We live without manners. I mean, we do whatever we want.
And I remember the day when we came up with it. It was we were all sitting in the garage spitballing names, and then this guy shot out Rude and Reckless, and then we were all just like kind of sitting on it for a little bit, and then we're like, yeah, that's it. Like it grew on us, and like that describes us perfectly. So
And we can get away with debauchery now.
Yeah.
Debauchery, that was another.
That
Like,
was
we
another
couldn't
one
before.
debauchery. Yeah.
And also as well, you guys actually had the opportunity to perform at the legendary Whiskey A Go Go, where you actually played a show called Nightmare on 80th Street. I was wondering if you can actually, Nightmare on 80th Street. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about this show, and of course, what was it like performing on such a legendary, iconic California stage?
Oh man, we're always happy to do that. Joe, you wanna?
Oh, yeah, I mean, that was our first time performing. Was it the first time or was it the second time?
That- like I
was
said,
that was the first time at the Whiskey A Go Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. When you guys were on the audience, and then they made me stage. What's it called?
Yeah.
Crowd
So
surf?
Nightmare on 80th Street, they're a band. They were performing. We ended up pushing Gio up on stage, and he did a little dance, showed the audience his butt a little bit.
That was a little cheap. Just a little cheap.
It's just a cheat.
Yeah.
But playing at a venue like that, where it has like kind of more of like a professional sound, kind of like a bigger, we're rised on a stage. It felt good. It felt like the energy was there, and we could perform to what we are, a live band, a kick-ass band who has that energy. So it felt really good.
And then the way we got that show was we hang out all the time at the the legendary Rainbow in LA Strip.
UBG.
We hang out there. I mean, we had our album release party there. And then
Yeah.
we met some people, and then they helped us get a show at the Whiskey A Go Go. Like personally, their sound techs are awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I was able to hear myself clearly. They were able to hear themselves clearly. They just rocking.
And I saw as well that the Black Bon Jovi was actually on the bill as well, man. Honestly, I came across his music about a year ago, man. Absolutely phenomenal. I will say he's a lot better than Bon Jovi the band. That's all I gotta say.
You would say
No,
so. You would think so.
He was interesting. He was fun backstage.
Character.
Seeing him perform, it was very interesting. But yeah, he's a cool guy, down there guy.
Oh, dude.
It was cool.
The way he presents himself is just
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
And,
Yeah.
and
The guy's
you
so
two
much
played
energy.
a show at a church with
We
him.
did.
Yeah.
We were shooting.
we did
Yeah.
play a
Fun
show.
with them.
I think he was shooting a music video, and he wanted us to open for the show that he was doing. So me and Gio happily obliged. You know, he's a fun guy. He speaks charisma. It's a cool dude.
Yeah, nice guy, good heart.
And while we're on the topic of shows, I know you mentioned at the beginning of the interview how you have a show coming up in San Francisco. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about this up and coming gig, and of course, where can we actually snag ourselves some tickets to come out and see Rude and Reckless live in full effect if we're going to be in the San Francisco area?
Okay, I guess I have to jump in on this one.
Yeah.
So I have another band that I play in. That band is called Nepkali, and they're big in the Nepali music scene. And we played in San Francisco a few times. And that band was booked to play a show in San Francisco. And the promoter was interested in booking one of my other bands as well.
And interested in stuff.
So we have Nepkali playing as well as Rude and Reckless. And both bands are now going to be playing at the show, as well as a few other people from the Nepali crowd. So it's going to be a big event. Last time Nepkali played through that same promoter, we opened for a Grammy-winning artist from Nepal. So we'll see how the crowd is this year.
And where can they find tickets? Probably
We'll
just hit
have
us
the-
up on Instagram.
We'll
and
have
then-
a link in the bio.
We'll have a
Yeah.
link in our
We'll have a
bio
link
on
in the bio.
Instagram.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
putting that up today. So yeah, if you go to our Instagram at Rude and Reckless CA, we'll have a link in our bio that you can go and purchase tickets. We'll put it up through our link tree. So just click that link, and then you should see the link to buy tickets.
And make sure they know that you're going to see Rude and Reckless.
And when you said Nepkali a few moments ago, I actually have your other band booked as well for an interview. I'm not sure if I was speaking with you via Instagram, but I definitely got you guys locked in for an interview. So
You were talking to Arpin. That's going to be on Sunday.
yeah,
Yeah, so I'll see you again.
definitely. So definitely, like you get 2 interviews in one weekend, man. You can't really complain about that, eh?
Yeah.
Welcome to California.
Yeah.
Hey man, only in California and also only in Canada as well. But I mean, at the end of the day, I love real music, man. And you guys have Rude and Reckless and Nepkali. You guys have such phenomenal music, man. So I really just had to get both booked, man, because I have to showcase real killer music like you guys.
Thank you,
I
man.
really appreciate it.
Not a lot of
Thank you.
people do it for real. A lot of people just throw on a drum track, throw on some backing track, and hop on stage. We do it for real.
Yeah, you got that little play button that they push.
Yeah.
You know?
None of that. All genuine. All the mistakes are there.
It's all us.
I'm waiting for the new album to come and blow your mind.
Yes.
Oh, dude, this album's killer. The studio that we're at, we're working with Sean,
Yeah.
World Class Audio.
Shout out.
And man, that guy, he knows what he's doing, man.
Yep. 6-member right there.
And speaking of this brand new album, because I was just about to elaborate on that there, guys, it seems like this album is going to be like the mecca of Rude and Reckless. Like, I have to ask you, can you tell us a bit more about this album? Obviously, you know, it's not released yet, so you can't let too many cats out of the bag. For what you guys are allowed to speak about, what can our listeners actually expect from this up-and-coming Rude and Reckless record?
This is all Rude and Reckless. This is all us just driving 100% rock and roll. I'll tell you, a lot of it reminds me of like early Guns N' Roses and all of that, but really it's a newer sound. You know, it's something that we're all kind of, you know, really putting our hearts and souls into. The songwriting, it's a lot about the darker side of LA.
Yep.
You know, that's really what we're about.
It's
you know?
all us, coming from us, the formation of Rude and Reckless. This is the actual start to the Rude and Reckless sound. Us 5 guys, all of our own parts that we wrote together.
Yeah.
Regardless of like what it is, like it's all gonna be us. And then
Oh yeah, no, this album's gonna punch you in the face, metaphorically. You know, I don't want people to get hurt.
It's a modern sound on the Sunset Strip.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good way to describe it.
We should have just
That
let
was my
Scott
second.
answer.
Yeah, right.
One line.
I'm bringing a lot of double bass to these songs. They
Oh,
weren't on the
they're
last
gonna
album.
be punchy,
It's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be hard
punchy.
hitting.
A lot of attitude.
Oh,
It's last
And
call.
it sounds like you guys as well should put a warning label on that album, warning people that it may melt your eardrums if you listen for too long. You got to put a warning label on that, guys.
They both come off
Yep.
from
Yep.
listening.
Clothing
Listen,
is optional.
clothing might not be there anymore after. It happens. Babies might be made. And you know what? We're just trying to populate the earth here.
There you go.
Shout out to the people in Texas.
Hey, what happens in Texas stays in Texas, just like Las Vegas.
It's
Can't let the Hellcat
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna be a little bit on the run.
Yeah. All I know is people
running
want
on
to hear
this.
it.
No, they want it.
They want
Oh,
it.
yeah, it's like looking through a window.
Yeah, this album's gonna rise up in the ranks, man, for sure.
Yes.
But I have to ask, guys, because obviously you got a brand new album that's actually gearing up. It sounds like it's coming along very, very smoothly. Of course, the San Francisco show coming up. What is next for Rude and Reckless aside from those two things? Like, is there anything we happen to miss during this evening's interview that you guys still want to talk about or promote?
Rule the world.
I think we're thinking about possible video coming up, possibly
Music
for the
videos.
last album. We didn't really have any music videos, so having something like that where you can have some of our artistic expression through visual media as well is something that we're looking into. So if you stay tuned onto our YouTube channel, we're trying to ramp it up a little bit, and we want to give entertainment. Like, we want to entertain people. We want people to take a break from the craziness that goes on every day in all of our lives. So we're looking at different ways to try to give you guys stuff that you're like, this is badass. This is sick. This is awesome. I could think about this for a little bit.
More personal, us just showing how we just vibe together as people, as well as music, how we create it, and just all around, like you said, entertainment. Not just it is all about the music, but sometimes it's just about brotherhood and camaraderie and how the music is made. To me personally, seeing other bands, that's really interesting to me.
And then,
How it all comes together.
Network.
then another thing, cool thing about it, we got cameras in the studio, so you get to see the process
Yeah.
happening. Versus just this is what we got and we throw it out there. No, we'll have videos that will show us getting in there, us plugging in to the point where we're tuning every other note.
Yep.
Yeah, we're putting out some behind the scenes for this one. Yeah.
Yep. So it's going to be a learning experience for up and coming musicians who decide to look at our music. Like, it's going to help them see how to go about it in a certain way, how like we did it, how other people did it, and we're learning too. So I think keep taking people along for the ride. It's going to be pretty cool.
Other than that, more shows on and off the Sunset Strip. We're trying to branch out, get out of state, get out of country, maybe. More shows.
Yeah.
Go to Canada.
I want to go to Canada.
I definitely agree with that, guys. It definitely sounds, honestly, a Canadian Rude and Reckless show would definitely be great. And also, you could actually contribute to that behind the scenes as well by kind of doing an on tour little documentary video of you actually venturing across country and whatnot, man. Like, I know back in the 90s and early 2000s, so many bands used to make those little home movies and stuff. They used to act like they hated the freaking camera in front of their face, but yet they would still interact with it.
What Providence should we go to? It's Providence, right? When we visit Canada, where should we go? Where are you guys located?
I would say probably if you're gonna come, I would say Montreal, Quebec. Well, I'm on Ontario. I'm like 2 hours away from Montreal, but honestly, to get the real experience music-wise, Montreal is the best bet. Honestly, you can come to Ottawa, but it sounds bad to say Ottawa is a music city, but I mean, to get the full aspect, to get the crowd, I would say Montreal. Montreal is more of a music city than Ottawa. I know a lot of the Ontarians that are watching are probably going to noose me, but I gotta keep it real, man. Montreal will definitely be a great starting point for Rude and Reckless in Canada.
We'll go to them all if we can, man. But
Yeah.
Montreal, here we come.
We'll be here
Canadian tour.
for some
Yeah,
crazy
Canadian
shows throughout all of Canada.
Yeah.
That's the plan. So, but that's good to know. Montreal, huh? That city's rocking.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, man. They have a lot of amazing festivals. They have a punk rock festival here called Pouza Fest. I want to say it's Pouza. I'm Canadian, but I can't speak French for shit, so I want to say it's Pouza or Pouza Fest. But they have so many amazing bands, and it's literally almost always sold out the day the tickets get announced.
Heck yeah,
Right
we're
on.
ready to
That's
go.
awesome.
Yeah.
But guys, before we actually part ways here this evening, obviously I know how to follow you on social media. But for people that aren't already following Rude and Reckless, how do they go about following you guys to stay updated, not only on these amazing up-and-coming shows, but of course, this amazing new record that's currently in the works right now?
You can check us out on Instagram, Rude and Reckless CA. Check us out. We got Facebook. We're on Spotify if you want to listen to the last album. YouTube.
Still, we're in the process of getting that website going. So once we get the domain, servers, everything like that, we're gonna have our own website. So that's where you can find everything. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
If you go onto our Instagram page, we have a link tree on there that can get you to all those platforms.
Yeah. And we're always updating on Instagram. We're always posting.
Yeah, we got all the main streaming platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Instagram,
Pretzel.
Pornhub.
Especially
I'm kidding. We don't have
Pretzel.
Pornhub. We're not classy. enough
We're
for that.
trying to get an
Not
OnlyFans.
yet.
Yeah.
We're Foot Finder.
I will be honest with you guys. At the end of the day, if you put your music on those things, it's another avenue to get more exposure. Man, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
New business venture.
Yep.
All right, Gio, you ready to film a video?
Oh yeah.
Starting
All
on
right.
But I gotta say, first and foremost, guys, thank you so much for providing not only myself, but the radio station airways with a bit of your time. Honestly, definitely love what you guys are doing out there in California, and I hope down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon when the new album does drop to the general public. But for now, guys, definitely have yourselves a phenomenal night, and of course, a kick-ass weekend as well.
You too,
Heck
man.
yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
Salute.
Thanks for having us in the world.
Oh!
Rude and Reckless.
Have a good one, guys. We'll definitely talk soon.
You, man. Thank you.
Take it easy.
Yeah, that's us.
Hey, it's